Hey, what's going on, everybody? Doug here from the Frog News Network, Froggy News Live show coming at you. Mike's voice is given out on him, so Mike won't be on the show tonight. It'll just be me, but I got some stuff for you guys. Where you guys listening to us from? Lexington in the house. Deep State sucks. Okay. South Carolina in the house. Virginia, my home state, and I ain't too proud of it, but I guess I... All right, I'll try to keep up with them. They're flying pretty good. Missouri in the house. Illinois, ears wide open. Hey, from Boonville, Kentucky. Hello. Shelly from Oklahoma. When I click on them, so they're moving so fast. When I go to click on one, they move. Francis from Louisiana. Welcome to the show. Philip from Alabama. Roll Tide. Oklahoma. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Glenda from Florida. Guys, things are happening. You just don't see it in front of you, but we'll get to it. I got a list. We'll go over it. People are upset. Some people are holding a fork in line. Some aren't. They're crumbling like crackers. Hang in there, guys. Come on, man. We come this far. How long we been on this road? Since November, right? Come on. Can't just give it all up. 20 years of work. Michael from the Philippines. Good to see you, brother. Ernest, the Republic of Texas in the house. Y'all like your own country down there anyway in Texas. I love Texas, by the way. I've been there many times. San Antonio's where I was not mostly. I've been all through Texas. Not all of it, but a lot of parts. But had a lot of fun around San Antonio, a little town called Hondo, Texas, about 20 miles out of San Antonio. Hold the line. Tennessee in the house. Hey, Don, how's it going? I'm still in Michigan. Yeah, I guess you are. Ain't nowhere to go. I'm just kidding with you. Canada in the house. I'm looking for my boy Chuck. Where you at, man? You said we didn't call you out last time you on the show. Big Chuck, where you at, Yogi? Lynchburg, Tennessee. Isn't that where they make Jack Daniels? Hi from Pennsylvania. Frog and Night, Michigan. There you go. Put that devil governor in the damn jail. Maryland, hello. Hello, Carol. Hello, New York, soon to be North Carolina. Oklahoma. I wouldn't move from New York to North Carolina. I'd skip that state and go straight to South Carolina if I was you. I'm thinking Texas or Florida, but I'm going to see what it's like after the conversion. If we could get our idiot governor out, completely gone, which I think he is, and we come in with all the new stuff, I think it'll be even playing field for most states after that point, because the idiots are not in charge anymore. The idiots are, the crazy people are running the asylums. Pretty much what's going on now. From Florida, the greatest governor. You're right. He should be the next president of the United States, and his vice president ought to be the girl from South Dakota. The governor of North Dakota. Kristi Noem. I was thinking about moving to Texas, but there's so many dang on bugs. I remember when I was down there, a lot of bugs down in Texas, a lot of heat, a lot of good food, a lot of good food. I had a lot of good food in Texas. Hello, Ronald. All right, guys, give it about a couple more minutes and we'll see if we get some more people on the show. Once again, welcome to the Frog News Network. Once again, Mike's voice is given out on him. So I'm going to do a solo. But it's all right. I can hang. Let's see. Rattlesnakes, too. I didn't get that one. Twitter is still down. Cool. I am hearing this. I haven't started the show, but I've been hearing in different parts of the country, people's internet is down. and certain things are not working. Still confirming all of that, but the things are going on, and I'll get into it in the middle. Yeah, Mike's went through a lot of stuff in the last 2 weeks, so he's totally excused with a smile and a prayer. He's my bud. Solo, can't hear you. Can everybody else hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Again, yes, Terry says he can hear me on Facebook. How about can you hear me? I can hear you. So they're hearing me. It's you guys stuff. You need to click on your speakers and turn them up or clean your ears out. Anyways, so there is stuff going on. So Billy says wall 5x5 wall to wall. I remember that when I had CB 10-4. Yeah. In my heart, I think this is the last one for a while, guys. I really do. I really kind of didn't expect tonight, to be honest with you, but I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm amongst friends. I'm glad I get to work some of my anxiety off as I talk to you guys, because I feel totally at home talking to you guys. Your friends, or your patriots, and I feel like we're all in the right place at the right time. Yeah. So let me get started. So, the number one thing I see in the group today is everybody's got their panties in a bunch about they let the ship go. Hello, the ship hasn't been let go. Find out what's going on. The ship is not stuck anymore. They moved it about 10 miles out of the canal so it would clear the canal. It is anchored. At this point, they want to make sure the ship is stable enough to make it to the first port, which is probably not far away. And it's going to still be, I would think, within Egypt. That way, when it reaches the port, see, it can't go on right now without a full inspection of the hull. You understand? It hit the ground. So they want to make sure it's seaworthy. And that's their excuse. When they get it there, there'll be all kind of cranes to unload them containers then. We're hearing through some back channels, and can't confirm it, but they said they took 1,000 children off so far. But they won't tape that. They won't show that. If that's the case, God bless them for saving them children. A lot more things are happening behind the scenes. Like we said, that our froggers, that's what they call Navy dive teams, and they went down and they cut all the communication lines run under the Suez Canal for the internet, for the banking system, for just about power, just about anything over there in the Mideast. And it reaches all the way out to Germany. It reaches down to Japan. Yes, they have their own power sources, but the internet and stuff like that, it's very flaky in that part of the world. So all the Verizon lines have been cut. Let's put it this way. They can't steal. They can't get their money that they stole from us. What was left of the money they thought maybe they could transfer, they can't even get to their bank accounts to get it transferred because all banks are shut down right now. There's gigantic oil refinery fires they're not be reporting on. Just because you haven't seen it on the news doesn't mean it's not going on over there. And the way I see this whole plan is you're not going to know what happened till it's over. When will it be over? I'm not sure, but I know that from some good sources that I went to today that it's going down. I'm very surprised we're on here talking as we speak. I don't suspect if we're on here tomorrow night, it'll be a big surprise to me, but at the latest, it will be the first, the latest. But it's just like anything else we tell you guys. It's all we know is what we hear from other people that are high up with the intel, and that's all we can share with you guys at this point. So I know every day people get disappointed. Gosh, they keep moving the goalposts. I can't take no more. Everybody feels like that. You got to pray a little more is what you got to do. It's going to be hard for me to keep up with comments and talk at the same time, but I'll try. Don't know. None of this stuff's being released. All we know is through back channels, we heard that there were 1,000 children that they saved on the boats. When they were talking about on the news, oh, there was animals and there's only so much food and water, they weren't referring to the animals. Children are not animals, they're human beings. There you go. We will see, because God moves in his time, not our time. You got that right. And who are they watching now? They're watching that container company, that ship, right? Hillary's ship. That's what they're watching. Put some more. God will get it done this time. It's all in the Bible, the book of Revelations, whatever's going on, it's in the Bible, guys. I'm telling you that ship is going nowhere. Wherever it's at, it's called, it's in a lake now that's part of the Red Sea. It connects it all. But that there's a port nearby that has container cranes on it, whether it's 50 or 100 miles, it can be pushed there with the tugboats. They just want to make sure it don't break in half. They're inspecting the bottom of the boat now, and then they'll want to inspect more of that boat once they get it. They ain't gonna get it in dry dock, but once they get it to the port where it's getting unloaded. Let's just put it, it's already been ordered by the Egyptian government. The ruler over there, he wants the thing unloaded. So that's coming. God is in control. Yes, he is. Hillary's dead. So who is running it? Why don't you ask the girl that talks every day on the press conferences? She seems to be the head consultant for that company. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets arrested right on TV. They're not going to put it on the news because the news is run by the bad guys. We might be in charge of it right now. We're not going to let anybody know any part of the plan. What you're going to get is the wrap-ups, what they call it. After it's all done, not all of it exposed, after what needs to be done by the military around the world, not just our military, you will be informed of what just happened, not what's about to happen, what we're going to do. When it's done, you'll be informed, not a minute sooner. We're not going to release any information to get our guys hurt. I mean, they're already out there risking our lives. We have lost some people in the DOMs and stuff. So, we're very much involved. Know that the Mediterranean Sea, I said that real good, that sea out there is blocked by all of Russia's naval forces. Every one of their submarines are out there. Every one of their warships are out there. And in the Red Sea sits one of our fleets, aircraft carrier, all that stuff. We're all in down there. So we have got them trapped right where we want them. They're not going anywhere. Not all the ships. That ship is not going anywhere. That's why they wanted to board it. It wasn't 70 medics, ours. They were Egyptian medics, I think they said, that wanted to board it to make sure everything was okay on the boat. They got on the boat. They just didn't show it. Circle back girls going to prison. I don't know if that's what it was. That's horrible. Oh, there's 18,000. There's 20,000 containers on that ship. It holds 20,000 containers. If it pulled into a major port, that thing would be unloaded in less than 24 hours. All 20,000. That's how fast some gantry cranes work. They're computerized and they come off. Because I ordered the printer behind me and I was tracking it. I was like, how long does it take to unload that thing? He said that one only had like 12,000 on. He said about 13 or 14 hours the whole ship will be unloaded. I said, that's unreal. It came into New York. Well, get briefing. Excuse me, sir. Okay. Second thing on the list. Have you heard that the governor of Georgia was exposed to COVID and now is in quarantine? We all know what that means, right? Somebody put in the comments what that means. We all know the code to it. If you get exposed to COVID and you're having a quarantine at your house, what does that mean? It means you've been arrested either and you have an ankle bracelet on. So that means that the governor of Georgia has been arrested. That's pretty big news, guys. Pretty big news. And look for more governors to get COVID or resign and stuff like that in upcoming days. It's all coming to a point. It's all coming to a real big point, guys. Really. Yeah, he was arrested. You guys are right. He's busted. He got the COVID cuffs. That's what they call it, the COVID cuffs. So, but plenty of other big things. We all know that in up and coming months, it's been announced that 45 will be coming out with his own social media platform. But as we know that Mike Lindell, and I heard rumors about this in the last 2 days, that Mike Lindell might be JFK Jr. with a mask on. Why would he have just access to the president like he does? Think about it. A pillow guy? I'm sure they're not in there talking pillow talk, you know. But that's what I heard. Some guy tried to show me, said, look at his hands. That's him. I don't know. So I'll throw it out there. But Mike Lindell is supposed to release tomorrow. I skipped one. But he's supposed to release tomorrow. Like the first thing he showed us all, remember that, was 2 hours? He said that's absolutely nothing compared to what he's about to release tomorrow. Okay, here's something else that's real big that's going to happen presumably tomorrow. MSN gets taken out by the military. Heard that on several channels. MSN, the big network. That would mean Microsoft. That would mean all that. It could be all the channels or could be not. You know, that's what we're hearing. I think the biggest news of the day is Mike Lindell. With the information, he's coming with all of it and exposing it all tomorrow. And I don't know if I think somewhere I thought I heard it was like 6 hours of information. That's how much it is. And it's just crazy what he's about to release. Expect events. I mean, big things happening in the next 24 hours. April 1st will be definitely a triple boom, and Easter will be super big. So questions, I'm not going to be on for hours tonight, probably 45 minutes. If you got questions, I don't have Mike here talking and he's got intel too. That's just what I got today. There's not a lot of information coming out. It's older stuff that's being just rethrown out there. So I'll go through some comments. Just remember that get yourself ready. And we don't know that every place will go black with electricity. Know that you won't have TV, you won't have cable, you won't have radio. Break them old DVDs out. I've got two 2-terabyte hard drives full of stuff to watch on TV. Like I said, we put the generator together yesterday. And we're just getting ready. I feel like I've done everything I can, but I still feel like maybe I forgot something important, and I'm checking my list. I don't know. 10 days is a long time not to have nothing to look at, but, you know, it's a good chance to study the Bible. But you could go crazy if you had kids for 10 days and try to entertain them for 10 days. Who protects you guys? God. That's who protects me. And an AR-15 and a 9mm. If you should know. Yes, Amy was compromised, and he knew it before they even put her in office. It was the last thing he signed was her arrest warrant. Yes, I did get toilet paper because it looks like it might be a crappy week. But it could be a good week. It depends on how you look at it. Because this is what we've all been waiting on, right? We've been waiting for this moment for God to come in and straighten everything out. Just remember It's not 45 straightening this out. It's God straightening it out using 45. We can't never forget that part of it. You follow what I'm saying? We got to know that God's in control at all times. Well, you don't have to worry about, well, I don't even want to put that comment up there because you used his name like we asked you not to. Try to use 45 or 19, please. Amen. 45 has a website. Yes, that's what I heard. And I think they're more far along with the social media stuff than they're letting us know. Like we were alluding to, that when the internet goes out and it comes back up, that it'll probably, like we're talking about, Starlink will be up and you'll be able to get the internet that way. Probably be super fast when it's all satellite. You have 2 Sears. Hold on, Billy. Where'd you go? 2 Sears catalogs in case I run out of toilet paper. You're a real camper, man. You send who a message? Trump? I said his name. Oh, man. Damn. Travel plans on Thursdays. Things should be canceled. I'm not telling you to cancel anything. I think you'll find out for yourself if you can travel on Thursday. I would stay close to my house the next couple of days. You got your 100 ounces today? I bet you, boy, I got my last 10 ounces of silver today, and I feel like I stole it. I didn't think 100 ounces. I can imagine waiting on that. I'd have been sweating the hell out of that. Just think, because if everything goes down, well, your stuff will be stuck at the post office. It ain't like the mailman's going to keep running. They ain't got no, you know what I mean? Everything's going to be shut down. We don't know. There's so many guys and girls, states coming out that they're overturning the election. Overturning it. So, I mean, from Georgia to Wisconsin, Arizona, they've all ordered scientific, whatever they call that, of all the ballots and stuff at this point. So 50 lashes with a wet noodle. God is in control. You know that's right. 45 is directing traffic. What do you think? I absolutely believe that's 100% true, that God is in control of what's going on right now. And like I've said many times before, that know that we're going to be able to tell people how this great time came in our lifetime when God showed up and moved the world and saved the world and saved humanity. And he used a man called Donald Trump to do it. Well, I said his name again. Damn it. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say. Have cash on hand. Yeah, absolutely. I got 30 gallons of gasoline. I live around 7 military bases in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I live right on about 7 miles from Williamsburg. I live right next to Fort Eustis. So I'm within 25 miles of 7 military installations, from the Naval Weapons Station to the Naval Yard to the Navy Air Station to the Marines, to where they train the SEALs. I mean, it's all in our area. Coast Guard, everything. So I think if there's a place that might go down on power, it might be here. That's why I got the generator and got it up and got it broke in, just in case. I don't need nothing just for the TV to come on. Like I said, I got about 150, 175 hours of stuff to watch on hard drives. Tried to get over to Pirate Bay, but it seemed to be down yesterday to get some more stuff. So come on, guys, give me some questions. That's all the stuff I really got. I'll answer questions for an hour. I don't care if I have the answers. Billy Gooden, did I see you on here? Hold on, let me go back. They didn't? Excuse me then. I didn't say Montana. I said Wisconsin. Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I said Wisconsin. Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania. Them are the ones I mentioned. But if I mentioned that, I apologize. I see you, Billy. I see you. Looking like Tiger out there swinging. So, guys, what else can I answer for you guys? Because this might be our last show for quite some time. I hope it ain't. I hope we keep going. I still got power and I still got internet. But from the big guys, they're talking game on. And good to hear your voice, sir. Well, you're not talking to me. You're typing to me. But I'm glad you can hear my voice. Yeah, we've been doing this show for a while, Bill. Yes, I have my tinfoil hat, but I just got it crunched on right now. There's a bunch of us got tinfoil hats now, Bill. Lots. And they're all woke up to this, awake to what's going on. We live in a country. We also have a CB radio so we can keep in touch. Yet carrier pigeons would be good. I have a CB radio too. What would be real cool is everybody always thought, man, I wish I had a ham radio, because ham radios, you can talk a long way on them things. You can actually talk a long, long way on a ham. Microsoft gets taken down. That's going to be the start of it all. And it's supposed to be the military taking them over. I look for interruptions in service. Like I said, I've had some people tell me, man, that their internet's been out, that it's been back on, it's been out, it's been on, it's been buffering, it's been slow. Yet some people are not getting emails working and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see. Because like I said, and I'll say again, all I can give you is the information that we get from, the back channels and stuff like that. But when it's verified by Juan and them, and then people high up, like in Gene Decode, them are probably the highest guys we got in all of this. And they're both saying intimate. We're getting cut off. It's going on because what's happening, as we know, is in the Bible. Easter's coming up. This is all biblical, what's going on right now. You got to know that. Worry too much. Yeah, my anxiety's high. I'm going to tell you the truth. But I'll just pull that Bible out and start studying, start reading and asking God to calm me down. I got pills to calm me down, but I don't want them. I want to just be calm. I want to live in his spirit and be calmer. You follow what I'm saying? People ask me that. I have no idea. I would imagine that's just like me. I got 2 weeks unemployment coming. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but I've saved enough money. Well, if I don't get it, I'll be all right. But I would imagine stuff like that can be still transferred over, will be transferred over. I just think what they're going to do is stuff like automatic deposits will probably go through. What I'm thinking is you're not going to have the internet. You're not going to have cable TV. You're not going to have any news, any radio stations. They're going to shut down the media and social media for 10 days. And when 10 days is over, you're going to see the aftermath of what happened in the world, not only here in this country, but around the world. We're going to win. Good will win over evil. I mean, they're going to destroy every Satanist thing there is, bombing it, blowing it up, not only in this country, but around the world. All the temples, we went down to the Doms and destroyed 90% of them in the world. All the underground bases, 90% have been taken care of. Most of what's left is left over in Europe and in the outskirts of Antarctica and stuff like that. For people that don't know, there's 300 and some military bases underground. Some of the bases have been down there for thousands of years. They were built by the aliens. Okay. And some people could be shaking their head if they want. Aliens have been around since the Egyptian days. They've been on this earth just as long as we have. Okay. They live below ground. We live above ground. And it's the honest to God truth. And you're getting ready to find that out anyway, because that report's getting released either way. It's getting released. Dude was on TV saying, we're going to release it all. Half of the flying saucers you're seeing are U.S. Air Force planes, anti-gravity planes. They had it on TV today. Not on TV, but they released it on one of the back channels I was on, the anti-gravity aircraft. Know that NASA is part of the black hats. Okay. NASA is no good. No good, NASA. Everything they did, they faked. They never went to the moon in a rocket. The only thing that went in a rocket is a satellite out in space. They might have went around out there, but they never went to the moon. The anti-gravity aircrafts go to the moon in 20 minutes. Yes, that fast. I'm breaking up. Breaking up's hard to do. Yes, they got children off there. That's right. It absolutely, a baby is God's gift. The Bible speaks yeah, where was that at? Let me find that. The Bible speaks it. There it is. The Bible speaks of aliens. The American natives also called them ant people because they lived underground. Absolutely correct. There's no need to fear them, okay? Because they actually can take the form of a human being too. You might have been talked to one in your life and never knew it. Okay, they clone people with aliens. You might be looking at one when you're looking at the so-called head administrator. There's one actor and one clone. Every time you see him and his eyes look like a snake, that's the alien clone version. Crazy stuff. Charlie said, there's no breaking up here. I guess it's like this, guys and girls, that in different parts of the country right now, the internet isn't as strong as it used to be. And that's why I said that I think it's going down. Well, we're pretty sure it's going down. Now, here's what gets me is when something don't happen, I feel guilty, but there's nothing I can do about it. Do you know what I mean? All I can do is report to you what I have to the best of my knowledge. That's the best I can do. But I feel horrible when it doesn't happen because, well, I'm not in charge of that. God is. But I still feel bad when it doesn't come through on a particular date or a particular time. You know what I mean? I do. But anyway, Illinois governor's an alien. Look at that Michigan governor and tell me that ain't one, huh? Her eyes ain't like daggone reptile eyes. Look at them eyes she's got on her. Woo! Hello, beautiful people. Hi, Colleen. Welcome to the show. Of the 30 to 35 being blown up, will the White House be one? Definitely. The White House, the Capitol, and Supreme Court building after the 10 days will be rubble. People will be freaked out. They'll be screaming, it's what's going on? It's World War III. They're all Satanist places. They murdered children under each one of them buildings in the tunnels. It's what took so long to get this done. And all the child trafficking, all the adrenochrome stuff, it's getting ready to get all exposed. And it all starts with Evergreen. Now the world knows the name Evergreen. Now they kept showing the Evergreen container blocking the highway. Everybody knows who Evergreen is now. The call sign for the ship with Hillary Clinton's initials, for goodness sakes. Come on, man. One of the tugboats' name is Barack. Come on, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, they got them. They got everything. The NSA has got everything. Any bit of money they ever took, they used the Patriot Act, and they traced all the politicians all the way back to the city levels to find out that they ever take money from China. There's so many people. Them FEMA camps going to become penitentiaries. That's exactly what's about to happen. Washington Monument too, absolutely. Do you know what it represents? Come on, somebody tell me what the Washington Monument represents. There's three of them. There's one over in England, and there's one in the Vatican. Anybody know what it represents? I know y'all do. You just don't want to say what it is. Washington Monument represents a giant penis. That's not a joke. That's for real. She said man part. There you go. Penis. Thanks. It's the truth. And if you take how tall it is and measure it, then how wide it is, it comes back in Satanist numbers. Yes. All right, we're done with the Washington Monument. Let's get off that. But think about, what did they draw in the water with the boat? Same thing. Okay. Then they had some aircraft today that drew the same thing. So you know that we're very much in control of everything that's going on. I don't think clones will ever disappear. We got to live amongst the aliens. And the aliens, there's been clones since the 40s. The Nazis started it when they got in touch with the aliens. That's when they got the alien technology. So clones have been around that long. They're a lot better clones now than they were at first. But that's when it all started. And, we're going to probably see some more false flag attacks. I mean, there's nobody got shot in that grocery store in Boulder. Trust me. You get shot and ripped down with an assault rifle, which I own, and I guarantee it will rip your body apart. Not one of them people were bleeding that they showed on the ground. I got the videos where it ain't blurred out. You don't get shot and not bleed, okay? Doesn't happen. You don't die on the ground and no blood there. Same thing happened in San Bernardino when they had that big shooting out there. And, every month for 2 years prior to that, they did a live shooter situation at that very building. And, one day a guy shows up and shoots everybody. And all the people they carried out of there had sheets on top of them. They said they were dead and not one speck of blood. Come on, man. They just want our guns is all they want. They ain't getting mine. They can have all the lead that I got, though. Come get mine. I'm not even playing. Yeah, I seen that 17th Street was blocked in D.C. today. And, little things can get streets shut down. You never know what it could be. It could have been a suspicious package. Anything like that could have had the street shut down. You know what I mean? Feed them all to the sharks. That's what I say, too. Great. I love that. Yeah, they want to push them gun laws, but that's not going to happen. That narrative won't come true. I don't even believe there's time for them to take Joe and get rid of him. I don't think the 25th Amendment's ever going to come into play. I think it'll be over before they even try to start it. That's just my opinion, but opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. You know what I mean, guys? The mass shooting in Vegas, but we already know about that. Remember when all that was when they tried to take the prince out. And 45 saved his life. Now, the shooting didn't come out of that hotel room. The shooting came out of a helicopter that they had video of, and that was a black hat FBI thing. Somebody agrees with me? Wow, thanks. Camel Toe doesn't like the 7,000 foot square. Well, she's going to like the little cell she's got coming. It's very much smaller, but she won't be there very long after that. She's charged with treason, or he is, because it's really a he. She could have moved in it. Pence was in the vice presidential mansion. And he didn't have a damn problem with it. He didn't say nothing about it. We're upgrading it, did he? Hello? She's not allowed in there. Look at it the other way. She's just not allowed in there. Just like he's not allowed in the White House. He's never been in the Oval Office, ever. They filmed in Atlanta at Tyler Perry Studios, and they film out in L.A. at Castle Rock Studios. And then once in a while, they'll go sit near the steps. But most of the time, they're not even allowed on the grounds, period. Everything's filmed. It's fake. They're wearing masks. The latest is it's James Woods that's playing Biden. Yeah, 7 square feet ought to be good for her or him. The CIA's just about been dismantled. Everything's been replaced with the Space Force. Why won't other countries attack us? Because we can destroy the whole country from space now. China is the first one to find out. They tried some crap with us. We went over there, and the biggest dam in that country's got an 8-foot hole in it. It's leaking where they mine for Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin, get rid of it. And you're going to say, man, I got $100,000 in Bitcoin. It ain't going to be worth nothing in about another week. Zero. You better cash out. I'm serious, because when the new quantum banking system comes in, Bitcoin will cease to exist. I don't have the link to 45's new site. They lock them up. They should put live feed on every day and watch them, just like the kids in the pens. That's what they ought to do. That's being used. And trust me when I tell you, the border situation is a dog and pony show. It is a distraction like a magician. Look over here at the border while we do all the work over here. That's exactly what it is. If Elvis is alive, he's 85 years old. He's not going to be doing the splits on stage. But that pastor dude, I don't know. He's too young to be Elvis, but he sure looks like him, and he sure sings like him. Nobody can sing like that, like Elvis could. They can imitate him, but they can't hit the notes Elvis could hit. That guy can hit them notes. And you got to remember that the med beds were around in the 70s too. Who's to say that, well, he's in the witness program, they didn't throw him one of the med beds and run his age back 20 years? They can do that. The military is in charge of the border, and so is Border Patrol. They also have the National Guard down there, but it's all going to be a military situation down there really, really soon. Like we talked about, I think it's been 2.5 weeks ago, that Monkey Works said that they had pre-positioned a bunch of stuff down there for the military right at the border. So know that our troops have been pre-positioned all around the country already for, say, for instance, for the trial up in Detroit. Our troops already been dispatched there. Troops already been dispatched to Chicago. They call them they're there to help with the vaccine. They're not there to help with the vaccine. They're there to help keep order and peace. You know, that's what they're there for. They won't say that though. They'll say they're there to help with that. Everything's on a gag order right now. I mean, far as the news reporting, you're getting whatever you're seeing on the news is what the white hats, not the black hats anymore, what the white hats are telling them what to say. This is the news. You put out what we want. You might not be the news you want to hear, but that's the news there is. I must have missed something. Wilmington Airport, North Carolina. Who is actually Juan O. Savin? He is a high-ranking intelligence officer, retired, that's still very much in touch with 45's people, one-on-one, and so is Gene Decode. They know so much stuff that they don't have. Let's put it this way: nobody knows what they really look like. They don't have their own websites. They don't have their own YouTube channels. They just show up on people's shows and tell people about what's going on. Juan is the one that set up the whole thing in Vegas with the screening of that movie. Somebody tell me the name of that movie, please, because it's gone by my head. What the heck is it? Something Freedom. It's about child trafficking. That's due to be released. And I know some idiot put it on YouTube, but I hope they flagged it already. I want to pay to watch it. These people spent a lot of money to make that movie. This movie needs to get out for the world to know about the adrenochrome and the child trafficking and child murder and torture that's going on in the world today. And we all know in this group what's going on. And this is serious, serious stuff. This is Satan and Satanism. We all know that Satan only can work from one place and uses people around him. God could be everywhere at one time. Know that. The Sound of Freedom. Thank you. Thank you so much, Beverly. There's somebody in one of the groups that released the entire movie. And I started to click on it and I said, that ain't the right thing to do. We're living in a time now that we got to decide what's right and what's wrong. If I clicked on that, that was wrong. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's wrong. So we got to make that decision. We're at a fork in the road right now, guys. We're at that fork. As you turn left, Say, for instance, that's that's the dark side. You turn right, that's patriot, that's God's side. You got to make the decision what side you want to be on, wrong or right. It's time. It's now. You know, we're against the fence. We're backed against the fence, and we got to fight for what we think's right. I mean, all the way from city councils to school boards. You can't have all these. God created man and woman. That's it. In my opinion, that's my opinion. Now, you can be whatever you want to be, but a 3-year-old doesn't know what it wants to be, far as a boy or a girl. That shouldn't even be a discussion at this point. You follow what I'm saying? It people shouldn't be able to compete in sports that are not originally men or women. They ought to, if it's going to be women's sports, only women get to participate. Men's sports, the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's got to go. That's got to change. That's part of this communism bullshit that we're putting up with now. And it's about to end, because I think all this country's had about enough of this crap. I know I have. This isn't the way I grew up. This ain't the country I grew up in. I'm ready for things to go back right. Things are going to be righted. And it's soon to be. Trust me when I tell you. Sorry, guys, I'm going off a little bit, but that's just the way I feel about it. Yeah. Period. End of story. End of story. Yeah, the guy with the Satan shoes. And then, you know, I watched about 10 seconds of that video and I went, really? Really? Come on. Mike said, preach. You know I do. God just comes out and lets me speak, because we all know he's in control. There's nothing that we can't do without God. And there's nothing that we can't do if we believe we can do it. Things that we thought were impossible in our lives, we've done. Me with anxiety, there was times when I didn't think I'd make it through the night, and I woke up the next day and it was my anxiety. You know what I mean? But it beats you up so bad sometimes that, you know, you got to be able to control your emotions. Like right now, things are, man, everybody's like on the edge. You know, you got kids, you got family, you're worried about them. You can't talk to your family. They think you're freaking nuts. They think they need to come lock you up or something. Just hang in there. And like I said, don't be the one that says, I told you, but if you'd have listened to me, don't be that person. Be, look, I know it's very confusing. Now, what questions do you have so I can answer them? I love you and I want to help you. That's the answer. But you know, in the back of your mind, you want to be that person that says, I told you so. Don't be that person. That's not the kind of understanding we need to give out. We need to give out love. Right? Well, I think the conventions will be on TV without a doubt. Okay, guys, I think we'll see that. Evil shoes, it's just something else to set it, you know, another notch in their belt with the bull crap. You know what I mean? It's totally ludicrous. Come on with that crap. You know what I mean? And we haven't even talked about this lately. Let's not forget that Universal Studios burnt. You're out there, Billy, if you're still on the stream. Didn't half of that place burn down the other night out there? That Hollywood, 90% of the Hollywood actors are involved in adrenochrome. It's the devil's immortality drug. It keeps them young. And some of the stars that you've seen in baseball and basketball, they take it too to get the edge. It's much better than taking steroids. So some of these people you thought were really, really big stars, they're nothing. They're junk. They're nothing to look up to. You need a hero. Look for Jesus. That should be your hero. That should be somebody that should be something to look after. But you're going to see it. You're going to see it. You see some of these players are not around no more. They tried to take Tiger out. We already know that. I think I seen somewhere online in the whole United States there was only 312 cases of the flu last year. But if you fall out of a helicopter, hit the ground, by the time you got to whatever the hell was left of you, got to the hospital, you had COVID. Yeah. We're not even going down the road with this. No, we're not talking about that because that's how we lost the channel last time. Has anyone seen the footage of the documents of Floyd being alive? Floyd is alive. That was all, and it's all actors, crisis actors. That was done. It's a program that they got the CIA, and they actually ran that program, and that was the first place they ran it, was in Michigan. They used to run this program to conquer countries overseas. Now it's being used against their own government. Okay, they tell them how to attack. Everything. That was all a cyclops. They're all crisis actors. Floyd is not. He attended his own funeral. He ain't dead. That's all a dog and pony show you're seeing on TV. That's to create the riots that are coming. But they're prepared for these riots this time. You know, there's going to be a time and a place where the military is in control. And if you get out there and start raising hell and burning shit up again, there's going to be no more warning shots. When they kill about 50 or 100 of them for doing what they're doing, it will stop. It happened back in the 30s and 40s. It will stop. But we got to quit letting people out of jail and quit letting people into our country that are murderers. What they're 18 and under and they're coming in? What does that mean? That there's no gang members 18 and under? They got kids with machine guns down there in Mexico, 12 years old, 8 years old. Cartel members. It's just sick. Old school Pete needs to go. Let me see if I can find him. Thank you. Old school Pete, say good night. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pete's, I didn't even read any of his messages. Let God, there you go, nailed it. Let God be your hero. Do something to impress him. Help somebody that didn't even ask for help. See somebody struggling, just help them. Check on your neighbors. All that's gone beside us now because we got to get home to watch some stupid ass show on TV, American Idol or something, or we haven't checked on somebody or talked to somebody because we're too busy looking at our phone. We haven't done what our bodies and our brains are used to, is communicating with human beings one-on-one, face-to-face, not on the internet. Okay? Why do you think dogs are so excited when they get to sniff each other? We should be the same way, man. This is communicating, but it's not on the level where it helps your brain. Just like you can't learn unless you don't write down the notes as you're learning, or if you're learning on a computer, you tend to learn a lot faster when you're writing because it's in your mind from writing it. You learn faster. It's the old school way. They don't want people to know that either because they want to dumb us down. Okay. The dumber they are, the more they can control them. The more people they let in for a favor, the more votes they can get. How in the hell can you vote without an ID? You can't do anything else in this country without one. But I'm not going to get in. I'm going to leave that be alone. The one thing you could for sure is, anybody ever had this happen? You're in your house and your dog's in there with you. You've been with the dog all day. You go outside and you forgot something in your car, and you come back to the house in 5 minutes. Your dog has no sense of time. He thinks your ass has been gone for about 24 hours, but you've been gone about 2 minutes. Dogs have no sense of time. They just want to love you no matter what, unless they're nutty dogs. But you know what I mean. Dogs are great. I love dogs. I'll read some more. Our whole history will have to be rewritten. All of it. Yes, we all need. I wish they would just release the movie and put it. You can put it on a website and people can pay for it. I'd pay $19, $20 to watch the movie. Just put it on the website and release it already. There's enough patriots where you're going to get your money back. Trust me. They need to know that. They don't need the theaters to release it. Okay? If they just release it, which there's pay-per-view all the time on everything else, from UFC fights to boxing matches, they can do the same thing with Sound of Freedom. If anybody in the sound of my voice that has something to do with the Sound of Freedom, put it on a website and release it for $19, which is more than it costs to go to the movies, and watch how many patriots watch your movie. Okay? That should settle that. I know JFK Jr. is ready. I mean, there's stuff dropping. Just know that it's like right now, the only way I can explain it, it's like a rubber band, and it's being pulled tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's like every turn. Can you imagine how scared they are in DC and around the country right now? These people that know they've done wrong. Some of them have been arrested. Some of them hadn't been arrested. Some of them wants to think maybe I got away with it. When they know everything, there's nothing they don't know. Nobody's getting away with anything. Fauci has been dealt with, if that's what you're trying to. Yeah, well, Fauci has probably been put down like a dog by now. We all know that the person you're seeing on TV is not Fauci. He's wearing a mask. It is an actor. So him and the guy from Microsoft, Gates been dead since 2004, 2005. They've been using clones ever since then. The rats are scrambling. There you go. You hit the nail right on the head. 90% of the third right escaped from South America. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And the rest of them headed for, where the hell was it? Where Hitler went. He never was killed. They came right here and worked for us. That's not a good thing. I would say under the new government, which the capital will probably be in Philadelphia, or it will be in Texas. They're thinking Texas more. I think there'll be one party. Everybody is going to be replaced. There's going to be a new election for all that, but they have people ready to be sworn at any moment. You got to know that all those senators, that, almost 93% of them are guilty of treason. That's already been said. Most of them been arrested, have ankle bracelets on. A lot of them are actors that you're seeing. These people have been dealt with. These military tribunals, it isn't like a military tribunal. The longest it lasts is, I think, 5 days. And that's it. There's no waiting time between your execution either. It's like your waiting time is taking the airplane to Guantanamo or Camp Justice or the other installations that we have around the world, and they will execute them there. But yeah, they're all going to be replaced. New people will be sworn in. We'll have one party. Why have two parties arguing with all the time, one with the other all the time? Especially when the Democrat Party is run by Soros and the Satanism people. They really are. There might be a few. Don't get me wrong. Now there might be a few Democrats out there that are actually good, but they just have to explain to me what in the hell Biden's doing to convince me that they have any sanity. There's no way. He's destroying our country right in front of us. He's a fake anyway. He's not Biden. Biden was taken out 1.5 years ago. Anyways, James Wood, I believe it is him playing Biden. Yeah, they're running scared like little dogs. You can best believe every one of them, no matter where they go, where they go, what they do, the fences come down because we followed everything in the book of war. All the 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, we have followed that completely. We surrounded DC with the fence and closed them people inside of there because DC is owned by the Lords of London. It's not owned by the United States. That's enemy soil now. That's another reason the buildings need to come down. They won't destroy all of DC because there's a lot of money in all them buildings, but them sacred things will be taken away. You can guarantee that. Reading some more comments. Lindsey Graham was arrested at the airport. Remember that deal when he was trying to leave? That was him getting arrested by SEAL Team 6. Them guys weren't cops. Look at how short their haircuts were. And that's been what, 8 weeks ago? That was the day he was arrested. Now, whether that's a clone was trying to get away or it was really Lindsey, you know that Lindsey had a homosexual relationship with John McCain. John McCain ran all of the terrorist stuff overseas. They got it all. That's what he was one of the first ones to be put down. He didn't die of cancer. He was put down under the laws under what's going on right now. Sorry, lost for words there a little bit. Is Washington now no longer Washington, D.C.? It's still Washington, D.C. The mayor actually tried to get Congress to make it a new state, which I didn't think flied. So, it should just turn what's left into Maryland. Lindsey is a bad guy. He plays both sides of the fence. It's all sick. It's all evil. It's all satanic. That's why what's going on is biblical, and we will destroy evil. Yes. My last check, remember the last stimulus check? It came out of St. Louis. It didn't come out of D.C. But ultimately, the Treasury is now in Nevada. So is the supercomputers. They're all out there now. Tribunals, thanks. I was tongue twisted. Sounds like a song. Wouldn't it be great the day that everything comes back? We have a concert. Michael Jackson performs. Elvis sings a couple of songs. Queen Diana shows up. All these things would just be freaking awesome, man. I could hardly believe that JFK Sr. had a relationship with Pelosi. I guess 70 years ago she looked good. I don't know. Oh, who is Ted Cruz? Is fine. He is a patriot. He's not one that took any money from anybody. Believe it or not, he's one of the good guys. Yeah, I believe in my heart after 10 days of darkness, when the lights come back up. I mean, and I don't mean it's going to be dark outside. I mean, well, we have no information. We're dark. No news, no nothing. When everything comes back up and the channels come back on to TV and the government tells us what happened, one of the first things you're going to see is DC buildings destroyed. The Capitol, the White House, and the Supreme Court building will be destroyed. It'll be hit with missiles. People will think that it's World War III, but they'll make sure that nobody gets hurt, because you've seen how good we can shoot these missiles. They just want to destroy it where it needs to be knocked down. It doesn't have to be bombed 100 times. You know what I mean? So it is a swamp. Don't know about Matt Gaetz. I really don't. You're like, well, you have your own mint and treasury out in San Francisco. Do you live on the West Coast? Because I live here in Virginia. Mine came from St. Louis. And last time it took 3 weeks from the date that it was supposedly mailed to make it to my house. So it came Pony Express. I was glad to get my other 10 ounces of silver today. That makes it an even 100. And if things go the way we think it will, silver will, I've just got my retirement for the rest of my life. It'd be sweet. It'll be real sweet. Yeah, they had a relationship. She was 20 for 7 years. I guess JFK Sr. was quite the hoe. He couldn't keep it in his pants, I don't think. They're saying the earth is flat. There's a protective dome around the flatness. NASA has when they were showing a video the other day, and I was in a group and I was looking at the video, and it was George Bush Sr. visiting NASA. Now they're showing him coming in, and there's a giant screen, and the astronauts on the giant screen, and it shows him on a green screen, so it's fake. The guy says, "Look at the screen behind him. He's green screening him, and they're green screening him like he's in space." NASA's been all fake, all fake. The doorknob thing, people that have been hung from doorknobs. Yeah, that's the cabal does that. And what's the guy's name that played Kung Fu? David Kane, is that his name? They said he committed suicide overseas, and all these people like him, and other people like the chef that's seen that stuff at the hotel. They were all killed and hung from a doorknob. Gosh, I can't think of that guy's name, but he was getting ready to do a special on trafficking of children, and he was at that hotel in California, which has since closed down. And Adam Schiff was there, and they drugged the kid too much, and the kid died, and they had to cover it up. He had opened his door and seen it, and they seen who it was, and they hung him from the doorknob too. David Carradine, they found him hanging from a board, and man, I like that guy, Anthony Bourdain. Is that how you say it? Bourdain? Dude loved to smoke weed, though, I can tell you that. Guess when you cook real good. Robin Williams was hung from. I don't think Robin Williams must have knew something. Do you know what? He must have knew something and was going to turn him out. Yes, that's what it was. He had the most interesting cooking shows about 10, 15 years ago on TV. They were really cool to watch. I really enjoyed watching him too. Robin Williams really didn't commit suicide, I don't think. I don't have the lowdown on that. He was murdered by the cabal. Yes, I got his name now. That Robin is still alive from Batman? No. I heard that Rush Limbaugh is still alive. You never know. Why wouldn't, if he was the good a friend as they said to President Trump, why not put him in a med bed? You know what I mean? But then you can't come out to public no more. You know what I mean? What? There was one more. Oh, the Doors. They said that dude might be alive too. Okay, we're at 1 hour and 7 minutes. I'm gonna answer a few more questions. Like I said, not a lot of information today, but I enjoy coming on, spending time with you guys, and shooting the you know what. And I hope Como goes down, and it's supposed to be by week's end that we were supposed to hear two things about Como and the that other idiot Schumer. There's plenty of idiots up there, trust me when I tell you. But we'll just have to right now, from what they say, people that you think that are alive are actually dead, and the people that are alive you thought were dead. That's a thing that I keep hearing repeating. Know that they already triggered Durham. That was the trigger of Q Post when he said, "Where the hell is Durham? Is he still alive?" That was the trigger to release the indictment. So you got big things coming, guys and girls. And I know you all want to see them in living color. That was a great show, too. The fireman dude was the greatest. But listen, I'll answer a few more questions because I lost my train of thought. And we'll go from there. Nassar has already started. I'm almost sure of it. But will it be announced by then? The quantum banking system, it's already been done. It just hadn't been announced. It's running side by side with the SWIFT system. Can you believe I talked to a guy yesterday, assistant manager at a credit union, and I says, do you know anything about Nassar? He said, no. I said, do you know what the SWIFT banking system is? He said, no. You're assistant manager at a credit union. You don't know what the SWIFT system is? It's how you transfer money and how it's cleared through the banking system in Europe. How the hell can't you know about that? You're just, well, no, credit unions actually operate completely different than a regular bank. So he was unaware of that. He thinks I'm wearing a tinfoil hat too. Some people on here probably think I am too. Toronto, Canada. Welcome to the show, Samantha. We're almost over now. Is there any more questions I can help you guys with? We're all praying for you guys. Mike wish you could be on the show tonight. But like I always said, we'll stay on a few. I'm going to give it at least another 5 minutes, okay? So if you got questions, shoot away. 5 more minutes, guys. Tell me, and if I like the questions, I'll stay on a little longer. 17 said trust Kansas. I don't know. There's something about the tournament too. That's Q drops too, I think. I've already talked about the cryptocurrency. If you have Bitcoin, get out of it as soon as you can. That dam's about to fail over there in China, and they might send another Wrath of God shot at it. If you don't know what that is, that's from space. They shoot it's like an electricity, but it's actually aluminum. They shoot down at the dam or the ground. It's like a nuclear explosion. That I have no idea. These are things that have not been announced by anything. All we know is we're going over to NESARA. NESARA will take effect as soon as they announce it. Know that they're going to have to train the banks. Some banks may be closed for 2 or 3 days, but it's supposed to be relatively easily. Your money's backed up. What's in the bank, you won't lose any of it. Supposedly, its stock market's the same way. Everything will be backed up. All crypto, I would get out of all of it, because the only crypto will be the crypto that's running through the quantum banking system for us, from what I've been told. What about the SIP? You must have came on late, Billy Bob Thornton. The ship being free now. The ship's not free. It's under anchor. Okay, that's not free. It has to go to the closest port that will fit that ship at it. That ship has to be inspected. The hull has to be inspected. Divers got to go underneath. They might actually pull every container out and put it in a dry dock to make sure that thing's seaworthy. That'll be the excuse for taking every container off. So that's what about the ship. Don't buy any silver right now. What happens if the person you're buying from had anything to do with any kind of fraud? Their assets be frozen. Your silver will be toast. That's why I was so nervous when I finally got the last 10 ounces I ordered today. If I felt like I could buy it safely, I'd buy another $5,000 worth right now. But I don't think it's safe. That's just my opinion. If you want to go buy it, buy it. Good luck. But don't say I didn't tell you so. Is Garth bad? I don't know. He could be, how can I say this? To me, he's not bad, but in certain things he does, it doesn't sound good, does it? But we get that misinformation. You know what I mean? Misinformation. So he seems such like a genuine guy, Garth Brooks, doesn't he? So there you go, right on the wall behind me, right there. Where we go one, we go all. That's us, the Q. The Great Awakening. It's coming. It's happening as we speak. God bless our troops. Pray for our troops, guys and girls. Our troops and all the support people that are working with them to get this mission done, because it's underway. It's been underway now for weeks. But the biggest part of the plan's about to be unveiled. I had no water tonight. Revealed to the public. But like I said, that I'm gonna say this again. If anybody from the Sound of Freedom happens to watch this, get a website up. You already got it showing the trailer for it. Put the movie on there for pay-per-view for $20. I bet you sell millions and millions of people that. Just a suggestion. Hollywood ain't going to want to put it in no theaters for you. I can tell you that now. So you need to do that way. Release it already. Release the beast. God bless our troops. Pray for them, guys. You need to. We had more in Evergreen. We discussed that the press secretary is at one time was a number one. She worked for a private firm that counseled Evergreen. Ooh, that's not very good for her, is it? What did I see? Something about Garth. Where did that go? I thought it said Garth chooses his words very carefully. I don't know where. I live next to Fort Eustis, Virginia, and they're big on helicopters. They just finally quieted down almost 11 o'clock at night. The Crackling's been released. Look tomorrow for things to happen. Hopefully we get to see Mike Lindell's information before they take everything down. Or maybe that's the clue for it. Once it's released, and then take everything down. But silver's about $25 an ounce, which is 4 points, such as 29. I don't know what the hell that means. I buy it, it's $25 an ounce. It ended up costing me almost $8 more an ounce by the time I use my credit card and I don't use a wire transfer. I really don't give a shit at this point. If it can turn $32 an ounce into $5,000 an ounce, I'm taking my chances. You know what I mean? I'm just taking my chances. I have wasted my money on worse things. And if all goes bad, I'll have that to barter with. For more ammunition. Military tribunals are going on right now. From what I'm finding out, cryptocurrencies, that there are two different lines of it. One is centralized and one is UNC centralized through the People's Bank. The People's Bank one's getting ready to go down. They're the people that's running all the children, all the Satanism. You look on their ATM machines, their Satanism right on the machines, their logos and stuff on the machines, their ATM machines for Bitcoin. So I'm just saying, if you got your money in it, I keep telling you. I'm not Mike, I'm Doug. Thanks, though. 10 days, and then a lot of people are going to freak out and they're not going to believe it, what's about to happen. At least we got a couple thousand people in here that have been schooled to what's going on. I'm sure there's going to be websites that I have designed and all kind of stuff to help you wake up to what's going on, how our history will have to be rewritten, how all these things will have to be done. But it's crazy. Don't know what businesses will be open. Don't know which ones will be closed. Don't know where power will be up and power will be down, to be honest with you. That's the part of it we don't know. That's why I'm just basically ready for anything at this point. Who knows what valid information is? You can go with what they're telling you on TV, though, and see how that works out for you. But, I don't know how Bank of America fits. That's my current bank. I'm not happy with them. And the only reason I haven't got away from them after what they did to all the people that was in D.C. that day, they let them go into their accounts and search all their stuff. I'm not real happy with them anymore anyway. From what Mike told me, they've been shut down in North Carolina, Bank of America. I'm looking. You got to know that under NASAR, the banks are going to have less play in your life than ever. You'll be more in control of your money. You'll be able to transfer money with no fees and stuff like that from country to country. Immediate, it transfers of money. It'll be crazy. And don't forget, one of the first things that's going to happen is free electricity. Ha ha ha. If it's raining, do we have to wait for the sun for the signal? No, just check to see if there's anything on TV, the radio, or your phone. Your phone will work. Now, people were asking last night, well, if they take all the phone services down and there's only presidential Texas or Texas from the military or the government, whoever it might be, what do we got to do if there's an emergency? Call 911. Phones work, even though if they're cut off, that part 911 always works. I got to believe they'd leave the power up to the towers so 911 would still work for emergencies, okay? But anyways, guys, it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. We're sorry Mike couldn't come on tonight. Continue to pray for Mike and his family. They're going through some rough times. And like I've always said, if we just help one person understand a little bit better, I've done our job. I've done my job. This is a place you can come and not be ridiculed. And you can share your stuff with us. And we love you guys. We're praying for you. Stay close to your Bible. If I see you tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. The only time we'll tell at this point, because we all know God's in control. Just keep praying. We love you guys, and we'll see you as soon as possible. Good night.